Oh, jeez.
She just randomly like couldn't get on the couch and she was like on the edge of the seat.
Mara, you ready to go, huh? Time to leave Memphis.
So the time has come for us to say goodbye to Memphis and to our cute little apartment at the Exchange building. It was actually a lot of fun staying in there. I'm glad we did an Airbnb as opposed to a hotel just because we were able to bring them, but we are heading out a little later than I anticipated. It's 8:42 in the morning, but better late than never. Ready to go?
I am ready to go home.
Woo!
Oh, not ready for this drive though.
It's like a shipping containers loading and unloading docking area, I guess you would say. We aren't even 2 hours in and we're already stopping for some dog peeing. We're trying to get home early, and right now it looks like we were saying, oh, waiting for network, never mind.
It says 8.
It says 8:45, which is good, but I don't know if that's actually happening. Decided on this road trip home not to do our typical, you know, montage-y stuff the whole time where we're stopping and you're seeing the dogs pee and all that. We thought, or I actually thought it would be kind of cool to do a Q&A with Charles. I asked him some questions that either you guys have or I have, kind of getting a little bit more serious. But we thought this would be a good opportunity to do something like that. Apparently this one thinks so as well. You're a little nervous, aren't you?
A little bit.
Oh, don't be nervous. Don't be
whack
nervous.
The hell out of the camera.
Life of a vlogger, guys. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Something a little bit different, and I hope you like it. So as soon as he's done eating, we're gonna start. So this is just gonna be like a Q&A for you.
Okay.
Okay?
This feels like a game show. This is weird.
Yeah, but it's good. It's like a cool thing because usually we do them together. So I thought maybe it would be cool for us to do them separate. You know, and you do this one all about you.
As YouTube changes and evolves and gets older or more mature as a site, you worry about like not being relevant, but you worry about being able to keep up. Like I've been doing it for 11 years, literally straight. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's not a fear, but it's more of a concern. Just kind of thinking about trying to figure out how to better yourself or better the videos. But then as you keep doing it, you kind of make yourself more tired or exhausted trying to do that kind of stuff. People say, you know, get a quote-unquote real job. I think it's horse shit because a real job, you can at least get a break. You get 9 to 5, so you're working, what is that, 7 hours? Yeah. When you're a vlogger or a YouTuber, you're kind of on it 24/7. Especially daily vloggers, not just myself, but any daily vlogger. The stress of the daily vlog is that you're vlogging every single day, so there is no weekends. Yeah. There is no time off. There is no 9 to 5. You're literally, the second you wake up to the last second of going to bed, you're up all night editing. Let's say it this way, like you film all day, so that'd be your 9 to 5. You're filming all day, you come home, you're supposed to relax once you're done with your job. But as a vlogger, I feel like you don't get to. You don't get to. You have to start editing and preparing for the next day. As long as you can keep the love for it, I don't think it becomes a job. You have to keep like enjoying it. But it's a very fine line, I feel like, not just for myself, but every YouTuber. Once you as a creator on YouTube become incorporated or an LLC, cross that threshold into job status, which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, you have to make sure that you're still loving what you do. You gotta love your job. A lot of vloggers kind of lose that because of the monotony of the stress of constantly doing it every single day. I don't think it ever hit me because I think it was like one of those things where I didn't think it was possible. It kind of felt fake. I think when I was with Danny, the first thing, I've already said this before, but like the first thing the doctor says is there's a tumor, and I just looked at him and I was like, it's not a tumor. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger, my mechanism has always been humor and comedy and joking, even if it's morbid or dark. I think it was just kind of like, I don't want to say denial because I accepted what it was, but at the same time, like I didn't think it was possible. I don't know, like I think it was just kind of like one of those things where it was what it was and I had to move past it, I think. I don't think comments bother me anymore because I've been doing it for like 11 years. I mean, I've literally been called everything that you possibly even think of, even made up things. I think views are always something that like can stress somebody out, especially when you like create something that you think is really awesome, but then when you upload it, it doesn't do as well as you think, and then when you upload something you think is stupid and it does way better, I think that can kind of get discouraging or threatening, not threatening, but frustrating. As far as subscribers, I never really felt like subscribers necessarily generated like success. I feel like subscribers are kind of like a bloated number, because you can have 20 million subscribers and still come out with like 100,000 views, which it is a lot, but at the same time it's like, where's that other millions and millions of subscribers
coming from?
Yeah, where are they? What are they, dead accounts or something like that? So I feel like it's a bloated number. When you have subscribe numbers of people that are doing way, like you can have like 500,000, which is a lot of subscribers, and still be hitting like 1 million views a video or something like that. So it's not necessarily
based off subscribers.
I don't think a subscriber number is something that I've ever been really concerned about. It's like a trophy. It's like a trophy number. It's like not necessary, but it's kind of cool to have. I wasn't ever scared of getting married again because I knew you were the right person. You kind of meshed with me like from the beginning, like we're the same person as far as humor. So I was never fearful of that, and honestly I didn't care what other people thought because no one else is marrying you, it's me, so I don't really care. One thing that I was worried about was your well-being. I was afraid people would judge you based on things like that. I was ever really worried or concerned or scared or anything like that. I kind of felt like when you know it's right, it's right. I think the fear.
The fear?
Yeah. Bluntly and simple. Just the concern, the fear. I think when somebody says something like that, where it's like, oh, your channel's dying, I think it's kind of, people are going to say that just because at one point the channel would get like 300, 400,000, 500,000 views a video, and now obviously the videos don't do that, which I feel like it's a change, but at the same time it doesn't discourage me from making videos. It's more of a learning curve, and I feel like everything is like that, you know, like everything goes up, you know, like back in the day when I started doing vlogs, there was probably a handful of vloggers. Now, like if you go on YouTube, I think everyone, including their mom, literally does vlogs or has a vlogging channel. So I mean, there's so much content now. I feel like it's inevitable that kind of situation kind of arises.
Yeah.
As far as like saying some things like that, it doesn't make sense to me because I don't see it as dying. I see it as like maybe views are lower, but that doesn't mean anything about dying. That just means things are changing. So long as people are watching, I don't think anything's dying. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
It was a parabola. Everything goes up and down, up and down. It kind of messes with your stomach. I got a little nauseous. I was very fortunate to not have to do the IV drip one, but the pill, which is a complete different feeling. It wasn't as bad as I'm sure it could have been. I was very fortunate. But I think the worst part is like your stomach feels like it's kind of being, not ripped apart, but it feels like it's being clenched. And it's not a very fun feeling. I don't like people know, like chemo, it doesn't just isolate bad things, it just kills everything, basically every cell. So I think that's like the worst part. That's a fun question because like I think every YouTuber will always say, no, I'm the same person. You might be the same person, but you're always an exaggerated version of who you are. Everything is still who I am, like at the core, but at the same time, it's like I'm a very shy, very quiet person. If I was a very shy, quiet person when it comes to daily videos, it'd be boring. Nobody wants to see that, so you have to come up with this exaggerated version of yourself to where like you want to make it, I don't want to say entertaining, but make it to who you still are, but at the same time something somebody else wants to watch.
Most people don't like to watch something that's bland. They like it when there's a little bit more energy.
Right, that's the word.
Basically.
You want to have more energy, not exaggeration.
Because Because it gets people pumped up.
More energetic version of yourself.
Can you imagine a basketball game where there was like no cheerleaders or no like crowd screaming? It would probably be the most boring thing ever.
It would be pretty boring.
You'd be like a boring basketball game.
Especially without the cheerleaders. I think that was one of the most f***ed up parts of the daily videos. I think I talked about this in Vlogumentary. I feel like that was one of the most betrayed at times of my life because nobody knew what was going on except 2 people in the world. But I feel like the internet kind of overstepped its bounds as far as like assumptions and rumors. That was one of the most I feel like, you know, I gave so many years of daily videos of who I was, and then all of a sudden within like a matter of days everyone immediately thought one thing even though it was completely wrong, and I felt betrayed, and it was like to the point to where I almost just was like fuck it and just put the camera up, and I was like why would I want to make videos for these people who just want to like take a rumor and just run with it and not even know any truth. In fact, all false truth. Enough has come out to where people now know that's completely fake. Those were all lies, and I don't know, I think it was just, I don't know, it was like kind of just f***ed up. The most polite sense of the word, I guess. And I wish one day it just came out that everything was just, everyone knew that it was not true. I mean, other than the fact that I'm like saying this and, you know, friends and family have said it on my behalf, but it's just like one of those things where it's like, I don't care anymore. So people can say what they want to say now. They can believe what they want to believe. I know it's not true. Everyone else knows it's not true. Like friends and family know it's not true. And that's all that really matters. I kind of am, but at the same time, I'm kind of not. I feel like it's one of those things where I'm pretty healthy. I eat right. I exercise pretty often. I'm very active. Stress is another situation, but I mean there's always a concern, but I mean at the same time you gotta stay positive on the situation. Even if the worst case scenario, like it does come back, it's still treatable. Like it's not something that just happens overnight, because we go every 3 months. That's why I go so often. If it does, which I don't think it will, we can get it. Because with the first surgery, the second one's kind of my fault, because after the first one, my doctor kept saying, hey, you need to go get this checked out and follow-ups. And I just didn't do it because I don't know, I was either afraid or I was just ignorant to the fact of what it was. I had that seizure where they said it grew back, and it grew back bigger because I didn't keep on top of it. Like, granted, I didn't go through chemo, so it just grew back and flared up. But so this one, I've been really on top of everything. So that one had like a year and a half to come back. So without like any treatment. So like the chemo got rid of most of it. The surgeon this time, since I was awake, he was able to get like 99.6 or 99.9% of it out, which is way more than the first time. No, I'm actually really excited to do that. I mean, there's parts that I'm worried about. I'm still debating on like if I want to continue doing daily videos when we have a kid, because there are so many things that you can't protect against, and I don't know how comfortable I am with that. That'll be like, I think, a discussion once we have a kid. I think I'm not scared of being a parent. I'm scared of everything around being a parent. I think announcing that I was getting a divorce was probably one of the hardest things. I was afraid of like disappointing people. I was afraid of people thinking that I was lying to them for years. I think that was really, really hard for me to kind of share, because I knew I needed to do it because that's what I had to do, but I was a little afraid of people being upset. Not for me, but just upset that they may have felt betrayed. I don't know. As much as I've kind of felt betrayed with some people like thinking things and false rumors, I felt like really bad that they may have felt betrayed, that they may have been lied to, which wasn't the case. You know, things happen. And I feel like that was one of the hardest things to share. A lot easier to share than announcing that I had a tumor and all that stuff that I had to go through.
So sharing that you had a tumor was a lot easier?
I feel like that was a lot easier because I knew announcing the brain tumor, I'd have support, like 100%, without people like questioning things. That was a lot easier because it was what it was. It was not something I could change versus something that I had a decision or half a decision in, and people would judge the decisions being made because it was in my control. Like a lot of things, like I'm just thankful that I've been able to do this for so long, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to continue doing this hopefully for so long, and that so many people have been watching, sometimes through their almost like half their life. Some people I've talked to have like watched from age like 5, like believe it or not, to like I guess what, 10 years later. So
they've grown up with you.
Grown up, yeah. Like a brother or sister. So it's very, what would you say, magical?
Yeah.
So it's very magical.
I'm gonna stop harassing you with these questions and let you focus on the drive back to our humble abode.
We only have 7 hours.
I know, right? That is going to be the end of the Charles Trippy Q&A. Let's get serious, let's get personal.
Let's get down, let's get boogieing.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, grandfathers, future fathers, to all of you out there. We hope that day is very, very special, and we're very thankful for all of you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.